Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, class.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm Miss Shalini. So today we will discuss about physics, IGCSE. So I will give some tips to answer the questions, especially for paper 4 and paper 6. Okay, I will give more focus on paper 4 since paper 4 you have 80 marks. Okay, so first we look into the content overview. So on the left hand side will be the old version, old syllabus, and the right hand side will be the new version, a new syllabus, which you will be sitting for the exam in 2023. Okay, so they have added on one more topic, which is space topic. Okay. And then if you look at the core assessment, this is for core, those students who are taking core papers. Paper 1 will be the multiple choice paper, 45 minutes and 40 marks. Paper 3, the theory, you have the structure questions. So you have to spend about 1 hour, 15 minutes and 80 marks. And then for extended students, the candidates will be taking paper 2 and paper 4. Paper 2 will be the multiple choice question, 45 minutes, 40 marks. And paper 4, structure question, theory, which is 1 hour, 15 minutes and 80 marks, similar to the core candidates. And for the practical assessment, you have choice. Those who are taking core or extended, both of you can choose either paper 5 or paper 6. But mostly we will be doing paper 6, okay? So which is alternative to the practical. So you have to spend about 1 hour and you will get about 40 marks for this paper. Okay, so the main topic or subtopic that has been removed from your syllabus about the digital electronics, you know, the logic gate 01. So they have removed digital electronics. About gas law also has been removed. Measurement of temperature. Under this, latent heat also has been removed. Okay, and then for pressure, they have removed barometer and manometer. You know what is barometer and manometer? To measure the pressure of gas and atmospheric pressure. Okay, and then thermal capacity has been removed, but specific thermal capacity or specific heat capacity is still in your syllabus. Okay. Okay, the topics that have been added to your syllabus is absolute scale of temperature. What is absolute scale of temperature? Absolute zero, yes, it's a Kelvin scale, right? Okay, and then electromagnetic spectrum about the communication. So you have to know the application of electromagnetic wave. Okay, like radio wave, why they use in which area they use radio wave, microwave, all the applications you have to know. And then use of the kilowatt hour. What is kilowatt hour? Is it power? Energy? So like electric bill, you have to use kilowatt hour. Okay, how you calculate the energy and the power. Okay, and then space physics, you have studied about the life cycle of stars, Hubble constant, redshift, remember? Okay. Okay, so I focus on paper 3 and 4, which is a theory paper. Okay, the difference between core and extended paper is just the way of answering the question and the way of asking the question. Okay, for extended will be more detail, in deep. Okay, so more detail and you have to give answer in detail as well. Unlike the core, it will be very straightforward. Okay, and also your syllabus, some part is covered in core and some part is not covered. It's not detailed. It's still the same topics, but then not in detail. Okay. Okay, so you have encountered these words in your exam questions, right? So you have to know what are these terms asking you to answer the question. Like, for example, calculate means you have to show you're working on figures, numbers. Okay, you have to calculate based on the values given in the statement or the question. Okay, comment, give an informed opinion. So based on the statement, you have to give your opinion. Just give a comment, what you know about the topic. Okay. Compare. So compare is basically distinguish distinguishing the things like, for example, how you differentiate longitudinal wave and transverse wave, how you differentiate nuclear fission and fusion. Okay, that it will be comparison, compare. Deduce is actually making conclusion based on the scenario, based on the concept. Okay, define, you have to give definition, like for example, define resultant force, define acceleration. Okay, how do you answer this question? You can actually get the answer from the formula. Okay, and then describe just the state the points of a topic. Okay, mainly about the characteristic. Okay, you have to describe about the scenario, giving characteristic and also the nature. Okay, and then determine, establish an answer using the information available. The information is already given in the statement or the sentence above the diagram. Okay, and then explain. Usually explanation, you have to provide reasons. Okay. Okay, give. Okay, this word actually you just need to give a direct statement. Okay, based on the concept. And then identify, you just need to recognize, name something. Okay, justify, justification, which means you give a statement and you have to give a reason why you say that, why you said yes, why you said no. Okay, predict, prediction is actually based on the available information. You have to predict what will happen. If you increase the volume, if you decrease the volume, what will happen to the pressure? Okay, just predict. And your prediction must be logical and based on the concept of physics. Okay, sketch. Sketching will be like drawing, but this can be freehand. But usually when they ask you to sketch, for example, optical topics, sketch a normal line, sketch a light ray passing through the convex lens. You have to use ruler. Make sure you have used ruler. And sketching only use pen or pencil. Must use pencil. Okay. Okay. State is also a direct statement. Okay. State whether the pressure increase or decrease. Just say increase or decrease. Just a direct statement. Suggest your suggestion. Okay. Like how suggest way to reduce air pollution. Suggest way to conserve energy. So this is your suggestion. Okay. All right. Okay, steps to answer calculation question. If you see paper 4, people think that calculation questions are very hard to answer. Calculation question is the easiest because all the information already provided in the question. It can be in the statement form or diagram. Okay, so look at the steps. First, read and understand the introductory sentences. You always see before they ask question, they give a statement, right? Okay, first you have to read and understand what they are talking about. You have to know which area of physics they are talking about and what is the concept behind the scenario. Okay, and then when you read, please underline the keywords. Keywords means, for example, if they say the ball move from rest, which means rest is a keyword. Although it is given in a word form, you can actually extract a value from it. Rest means the object is not moving, so the speed is 0. Okay, and then sketch a simple diagram to simplify or picturize the scenario. Okay, sometimes they give a long statement, but you cannot grasp what they're asking about, what they're talking about. So what you can do is you just sketch a diagram based on your understanding, based on the statement given. So that will help you a lot. Okay, and then extract all the information provided in the question. Okay, in the question they will give you how much is the acceleration, how much is the speed, how much is the volume. Please do extract all the information and write it down, or at least underline and label it. Okay, and then write down the formula. So before you start calculating, doing your calculation, make sure you write down the formula. Why I asked you to write down the formula? Actually, formula will help you to get a correct answer. Why? Okay, for example, if I give you, if I don't give you the value, okay, let's say they ask you to calculate kinetic energy, right? What is the formula of kinetic energy? Half mv square. Okay, if you don't write half mv square first, maybe you may substitute the value of mass to velocity and velocity to mass. So your answer will be wrong because v, you have power of 2 square, right? Maybe you will square the mass value. So to avoid this, formula is very helpful. You have to start with formula. Okay. And then once you write the formula, you already extract the information from the question, right? So you start substituting the values. And then give final answer together with the correct unit. Okay. So you have to pay attention to the unit. Sometimes they give you density in kilogram per meter cube, and then they give you the volume in centimeter cube. It's not same group of unit, right? So you have to make sure they are same to find the mass. Understand? Okay. And then use units that are consistent with the unit supplied and should not attempt conversion to other system of units, which means if the question already give you in kilogram and the question never asks you to convert to gram, don't convert it. Okay? And then use 2 or more than 2 significant figures. Okay? To be safe, use 3 significant figures. Better. Okay? Okay, let's try this question. Can you take out a piece of paper and try this question? Based on the steps that I have given you just now, first you have to read and underline, and then extract the information, write down the formula, substitute, final answer. Okay, this is 2021 paper, February, March 2021, variant 2. Okay, those students online, I have already provided the past year paper. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, figure 1.1 shows a piece of glass of thickness. Okay, you have an information here, thickness, which is 2.0 centimeter. So thickness is under length. Okay, so label it. Okay, this will help you a lot. And area 0.15 meters square. So this is area. If you look at the unit, the length or the thickness is given in centimeter. And the area is given in meter square. So just circle it so that you know later you have to change it, convert it. Okay. And then the density of the glass is 2.6 times 10 to the power of 3 kilogram per meter cube. So this one given in kilogram meter cube. Obviously, you have to change this to meter. Okay. And this is rho, which is the density. Okay. Calculate the weight of the piece of glass. Okay, you have to find the weight. W question mark. Okay, now you already underline, read the question, extract the information. Next, what you have to do? Write the formula or equation. Okay, so first you have to find the weight, you must have mass. To find mass, you must have density and also volume. But the volume is not given directly. But you still can find it out. How to find? Volume equals to area times the length. Okay. So area is 0.15. Make sure length you convert it to meters. So what is the answer for if you convert it to meter? 0.02. Okay, divide 100. So you get volume about 3 times 10 to the power of -3 meter cube. Okay. Next, you have density and you already have volume. You can find the mass. Okay. So what is the formula of density? Mass over volume. Okay. Density is given 2.6 times 10 to the power of 3. Mass unknown. Volume is 3 times 10 to the power of -3. Can you get mass? How much you get? Sorry? How much did you get? 7.8. Okay. But the question asks you to find weight. So weight equals to mg. Okay. So starting from 2023, the gravitational acceleration you have to use 9.8. This is past year paper. If you check the answer scheme, they will use they have used 10, but you have to use 9.8. So since we are practicing for your preparing yourself for your IGCSE, we use 9.8. So 7.8 times 9.8. Okay. What's the final answer? 76. Must give the answer with the unit because here unit is not given. Weight is a form of force, so it is Newton. So you are done. Too significant enough. Here can. Okay. But if you use 10, it will be different value. Okay. Okay, next try. Next question. Okay, this question is continuation from the previous question. Same question. You have to use the information given in the previous question. Okay, remember I told you if the sentence is too long, you cannot grasp what are they saying, you can draw or sketch a diagram. Can you please try now? Read the information, read the statement, underline, extract the informations. If you don't get it, you can try sketching the diagram. Raghavan, can you try to do the question? Okay, let's do it together. A piece of glass shown in figure 1.1 is used as the vertical viewing window. Okay, vertical viewing window of an aquarium. The atmospheric pressure outside the aquarium is 1.0 times 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. So this is your PATM, which means pressure of atmosphere, atmospheric pressure. Okay, when you underline the values right, please label it with the symbols. Okay, the average pressure on inside of the aquarium window is 1.3 times 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. So this is from the aquarium, from inside of the aquarium, right? This can be considered as the P liquid. Pressure exerted by the liquid inside the aquarium. Okay? Calculate the resultant force. Okay, you have to find the resultant force acting on the window due to this pressure and state the direction which it acts. So what you can do? How to sketch a picture diagram. Okay, you draw a vertical glass. Sorry if my drawing is not good. Just sketching, huh? Okay, let's say this is from inside. Okay, how much is the pressure exerted by the liquid from inside? So 1.3 times 10 to the power of 5. Okay. Outside the aquarium, we have air particles, which means the atmosphere, which is about 1.0 times 10 to the power of 5 on this way. So to find the resultant force, you have to know the resultant pressure. So how to find the resultant pressure? You minus y. Why minus? Why not plus? Resultant also can be some total of y. Opposite direction. Okay, one is acting from left and another one is from the right. So what you have to do, find the pressure. 1.3 times 10 to the power of 5 minus 1.0 times 10 to the power of 5. You will get? How much you get? Okay, 0.3. I just follow this. 0.3 times 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. Okay, this is just the pressure, but the question asks you to find force. So what is the formula relating pressure and force? P equals to force over area. So how much you have to find out? Right here. Pressure is 0.3 times 10 to the power of 5. Area is already given in the statement, previous question. Okay, how much was it? 0.15. So when you calculate, you will get, final answer you will get 4,500 unit Newton. Okay, direction of the force. If you look at the diagram, which one having more value from which side? From inside to out. So your answer will be outward. Got it? Okay. Okay, we shall try a few more questions. Okay, this is from 2023 paper. You can check your May, June 2023 paper. You have your paper with you, right? Raghavan, where's your paper? Okay, try to get the answer for question number 2. May, June 2023. Question number 2. Mandy, did you get the answer? Okay. How much you get? Yeah. Underline the informations, values, label what value in the question. Okay. Student catches a cricket ball. The speed of the ball immediately before it is caught is 18 meters per second. This is the speed. And then the mass of the ball is 160 grams. So it is given in gram and you have to find kinetic energy. Kinetic energy in joules, right? The SI unit is joules. So you have to convert this to kilogram. Okay? So KE equals to half mv square, half mass. How to convert mass to kilogram, gram to kilogram? Divide 1000. So 160 times 10 to the power of -3. Or you can directly divide 1000 and put the value, up to you. And then 18 square. Okay, this is what I told you. When you write the formula, you won't misplace the values. Sometimes when the students don't write the formula right, they will misplace. Okay, 160 times 10 to the power of -3 here, they will square it. So to avoid all these mistakes, you can use this step method. Okay? you will get 26 joules, correct? Is it 26? Yeah. Okay. Next few questions, huh? Okay, look at question number 6. Question number 6, same paper, question number 6. Okay, the velocity of a P wave in the Earth's solid crust is 7.2 kilometer per second. This is the velocity. Frequency is 4.5 hertz. And you have to find the wavelength. Okay, V equals to F lambda. Lambda equals to V over F. You can rearrange first and then substitute, or you just substitute first and then you can calculate, up to you. So V is 7.2. Can you see this? Kilometer per second. So if you want to use kilometer per second, also can, because hertz is also per second, right? So you can still use, since they never give you the unit, okay? So divide, frequency is 4.2, 4.5. How much you get? 1.6, is it? Okay. If you use kilometer per second, your answer will be kilometers. Let's say you want to use meter per second. 7.2 times 10 to the power of 3 divide 4.5. You will get about 1,600 meters. Okay? Okay, look at question 7. Okay, this one, most of the time the student will make mistake finding out the angle. The question might trick you with the angle. Okay, can you tell me what is the angle of incidence? So X is 56. Is it the angle of incidence? No. Why not? It's 90 minus X. Why 90 minus X? What is angle of incidence mean? Angle of incidence means angle between normal and incident ray. Okay, so a ray of light shines on the surface of the oil. The refractive index, okay, refractive index of the oil is given. So N is 1.47. On figure 7.1, draw normal at the point of where the ray enters. So the ray enters here. You cannot go and draw the normal line here. Understand? So you have to draw the normal line where the light strikes. So normal line is the perpendicular line to the surface or the boundary. Okay. Now the angle of incidence is here. Okay. So the angle X is 56. So here 56 means here will be 90 minus 56 will be 34 degree. Okay. Now calculate the value of angle of refraction. They never asked you to calculate angle of incidence, but you have to find refraction. So N equals to sine I over sine R. Okay. Substitute the values, class. Wendy, substitute the value 1.47 equals to sine 34. Divide sine R. Okay. Some of the students will face problem pressing the calculator. So how to find the angle? Okay, rearrange the equation. You get sine R equals to sine 34 divide 1.47. Find this value first, and then you have to Press shift sign. I think this value is about 0.38, right? And then R will be? Oh, sorry. 20? Okay, 22.4. But in the question, if you see the angle is given in two significant figures. So follow the question, round it off to 22. Okay? Okay, look at your next paper, February, March. Question 3, February, March. Just two more questions, huh? Okay, a wind turbine has a maximum output power of 1.8 megawatt. Okay, mega stands for prefix value, 10 to the power of 6. 1.8 times 10 to the power of 6 watt. Okay. The turbine operates at maximum power for 4 hours. So this is the time given in hours. Okay. Whether you need to convert the unit or not, you have to read the question first. Okay. Calculate the energy produced by the wind turbine. So you have to find the energy operating at maximum power for 4 hours. Give your answer in kilowatt hour. So which means you have to make sure your power is in kilowatt. Okay, so what is the energy? How to convert it to kilowatt? Okay, 1.8 times 10 to the power of 3 kilowatt. Okay, 3 plus kilo, another 3, right? You get 6, correct? Okay, so 10 to the power of 3 kilowatt. Okay, now write down the formula. E equals to PT 1.8 times 10 to the power of 3 kilowatt times, it's given in hour. You don't need to convert to seconds. So just 4.0. Okay, how much you get? Okay, so round it up to 7 to 0 kilowatt hour. Okay, give in two significant figures. Okay, any question? All right, let's move on to the next part. Okay, let's look into paper 6. Sorry, please. Okay, so paper 6 experimental context, they might ask you the question based on this. Okay, measurement of physical quantities such as length, volume, or force. You have to measure the parameters on the diagram. Okay, and then measurement of small distance or short interval of time. Usually this is under speed topic. Determining a derived quantity such as extension per unit load for a spring. Usually they ask like density, where you have to combine the parameters, combine the quantities, okay, derived quantity. And then testing and identifying the relationship between two variables like potential difference and also the length of wire. What is the relationship between them? Okay. Comparing measured quantities such as angle of reflection. Okay, you have angle of reflection, you have angle of refraction. Okay, they ask you to compare the calculated measured value. Okay, and then comparing derived quantities such as density, as stated before this. Cooling and heating, including measurement of temperature. So you have to consider the heat topic as well. Okay. Experiments using spring and balances. This is one of the favorite question. Okay, the Hooke's law. Okay. Timing, motion, or oscillation. Oscillation, usually they give the pendulum. Okay, pendulum, you have to know one complete oscillation must go back to the original position. Okay, that is one complete oscillation. Okay, and then electric circuit, also one of the most favorite topic in IGCSE. Okay, every time there will be one question under this. Okay. Okay, optic experiment, like you have to draw the light ray of reflection, refraction, and you have to bring your protractor along with you. Okay, it's very important. Okay, you cannot simply draw without the angle, measurement of the angle. And then procedures using simple apparatus. You have to, the question number 4, you have to investigate, you have to prepare for the investigation. Okay. Okay, how to record readings in table. Because in paper 6, every time there will be question on table. They will give table values. They will miss few values, blank few column, and they will blank the unit. Okay. So a measurement or calculated quantity must be accompanied by a correct unit. Okay, you cannot simply calculate and then give the answer without unit. Must be with the unit. You know the heading of the table. Okay, you have to give it the unit. Okay, each column of the table should be headed with the name or symbol. Like for example, you give the heading. Let's say you are talking about time. You can write time and draw a slash, put the unit. Or you can also use symbol of the quantity. All right. Okay. And then unit should not be included with the data in the body of the table. Raghavan, like when you do the table, right? Do you include the unit in the body of the table? Okay, on top, which is the heading. When you put the values right, I give you some example. Okay, you can see this example. You don't put the unit everywhere here. cm, cm, cm. No need. You just put the unit on the top. Okay, and the heading. Then you can make sure all the quantities have the unit. Okay, right. And then when you fill in the blanks, right, for the table, how many significant figures you have to give? Okay, based on the table, you can see here for R value, right? There is 3. So just follow, let's say 2.45 example. Okay, you have to give 3 significant figure based on the values given in the table. And they also ask you to fill in the table with the correct unit. Okay, you get 1 mark. All right. Drawing and analyzing graph. Okay, how to draw graph. In the question, they usually give you the axis. If they give axis, you have to follow. You cannot change it. Y-axis, what quantity? X-axis was what quantity? You have to follow it. And how big your graph should be. In a piece of paper, how big your graph should be in the graph grid. It must be more than half. Don't draw shorter, smaller than the half of the grid. You have to draw bigger one, which is more than half. Okay, and make sure you have to use sharp pencil. Okay, you have to draw a thin line so that you can get a accurate values. Okay, and then make sure you label the axis with the symbol and also unit, or you can write the full quantity name and then unit. For example, you can see here. Sorry. Okay, so this graph we must give the axis, and you can see in the question they already give you the y-axis. What is on the y-axis? What is on the x-axis? So you have to label with the symbol and the unit. Here also same, symbol and the unit. Okay? And when you draw the line, right, you have to draw a best fit. Okay, let's say when you draw a line, you don't meet all the points that you have plotted. Do you think your answer is wrong? No. When you don't meet all the plotted points in your graph, you have to make sure it is balanced, best fit. That's why they say best fit, which means you can draw a line, make sure both sides are up and top and below the line, you have balanced plotted points. Okay? Okay? And sometimes they ask you to find the value. Okay, at 30 centimeter, what is the voltage? So you have to show on the graph that you have identified the value based on the graph and make sure you label it like 30. For example, 30 centimeter. So here, what's the value? Okay. And they do ask you to find gradient from the graph. So when you are finding gradient, especially for the straight line graph, right? You're finding the gradient, you have to show the triangle on the graph. How big it should be? Can you draw a small triangle like this? Okay, advise not to because you might get wrong values. Okay, so what you can do is draw a bigger, which is more than half of your graph. Okay, and you can start from the origin as well. Easy to calculate if you want. And whenever you take the coordinates, right, x-axis and y-axis coordinates, take a whole number. Okay, easier for you to calculate. All right. Okay, and then look at this slide. This is for the investigation question number 4 in paper 6. Okay, identify the independent variable and dependent variable. So independent variable means it's not depending on anything. Okay, for example, the just now voltage and length, right? The adjusting is okay, and then dependent is based on the independent variable. There will be changes in the values. That will be your dependent variable. Okay. Okay, and then describe how and explain why variables should be controlled. In the question, they might ask you what is the variable which is kept constant. Okay, so you have to know which one is constant. Because the constant value, if you don't make it constant, it might affect your answers, your experiment. Okay, suggest an appropriate number and range of values for independent variable. So sometimes they ask you to give list of values, suggested values for angles, for example. Give according to the question they ask. Sometimes they give round values, right? You just follow the round values. Okay. Suggest, describe experimental procedures. So you have to write down the steps, how you conduct the experiment. Just take the important one. Okay. Identify risk and suggest appropriate safety precautions. This safety precaution is very common question, especially when you are handling apparatus to avoid the perilous error. Okay. And then describe how to record and result of an experiment. We usually record the experiment result in table, which we already discussed. Describe how to process the result of an experiment to form conclusion. So in the question, they ask you how to form a conclusion. This conclusion is based on the theory that you have studied. Okay, for example, they give Hooke's law, right? So you must know the concept of Hooke's law. So you can conclude based on the concept. Okay, make reasoned prediction of expected result. Okay, you have to predict the result based on the concept as well. Okay. Okay, when you do this investigation question, right? In the table, let's say for this question, okay, investigate spring made from different metals. So different metal, and you are using, you're finding the extension actually. Okay, extension. So when you Form a table. How do you form the table? You must have two columns at least. So first column, you write the metals or the spring. Okay, let's say you choose three metals: iron, copper, silver. And here what you write? Extension. Okay, if you write extension is a physical quantity that must have unit. So you have to write the unit, for example, cm. Okay, do you need to include values in the table? Not necessary, because you never conduct the experiment. So you don't need to include any values in the table. Okay. All right. So that's all from me. Do you have any question to ask? Okay. All okay?